Hey everybody, what's going on? Hope you guys have been enjoying the content on this channel as of late. I've been posting quite a bit, pretty frequent, and we're going to continue that. I wanted to do this particular video for a while, and I feel since the tickets for said film is now coming out, I feel it'd be appropriate time to address my last straw with the Marvel Cinematic Universe. And what do I mean by that? Well, to set the stage, we have to go back to Spider-Man No Way Home. Now, if you saw my review for Spider-Man No Way Home, you would know that I was not really a fan of it. I thought it was pretty bloated, and I felt that the fan service was not kind of interfered with the story, in my opinion, or the progression of said story. And I just thought it was one of Marvel's weaker entries. And going into the shows, as you saw my review for Moon Knight for the first episode, wasn't all that fond of it. I will be eventually seeing the second episode by the time I'm recording this. This video will be... sorry, I'm really exhausted, by the way. Today I did like a 2 or 3 mile jog today, so just, I'm trying to get back into an exercise routine, so I'm a little on the tired side on this video. Can't even speak. So, what was I saying? So yeah, Moon Knight. This video is going to be posted on Wednesday, so I will be seeing the second episode of Moon Knight. I don't plan to do a first impressions of that episode or anything. I mean, I don't anticipate really the next episode to change my opinion that much, but we'll see. Maybe it will. I have high doubts, though. But beyond Moon Knight, as I've kind of said on this channel a few times when talking about Marvel-related stuff, I have not really been the biggest fan of this phase thus far. There's only been a few things in this phase that have gotten my interest, and I've genuinely enjoyed. The one that I really liked was Loki. That was the only thing really in Phase 4 that I would say that was good. The rest of it ranged from mediocre to questionable to I don't really want to watch that again or have care to watch that again. Like, just to rattle them off real quick, WandaVision I thought was okay. I kind of caught on to the twist pretty early, or the revelation. Falcon and Winter Soldier I thought was trying to do some stuff with like gray and trying to make good guys and bad guys have all these like shades of gray. Didn't really work well. I thought it was just pretty straightforward, and I thought it was kind of having an identity crisis for a lot of its time. So yeah, wasn't big on that one. Really could care less about Hawkeye. I didn't think that show was all that great. And is there any more of the Marvel shows? I had a decent time with What If. I thought it was visually interesting. I think that's all the Marvel shows, right? I think that's it. Yeah. And then for the movies, Black Widow I thought was disposable. I thought it was a very unnecessary film. And I think it was Shang-Chi next. I think so. I kind of walked out of Shang-Chi just to take a bathroom break and came back, and I told myself this action scene is probably still going on, and I was right. And I also told myself that I'm pretty sure I didn't miss anything important and I could still follow this plot. And yeah, Shang-Chi to me was just kind of flat. I didn't really get anything out of it. Just kind of another typical formulaic MCU movie. Eternals was actually the one thing that I thought was decent, in terms of films. I thought that was fairly decent. And it's funny because it's usually the stuff that people don't like from the MCU is the stuff that I actually kind of like a lot. It's rare for me to agree with the majority. Like Loki, that's a rarity. And then I just talked about Spider-Man. So So now we get into Doctor Strange 2, Doctor Strange Into the Multiverse of Madness. And I'm telling myself this year that this is my last straw. This is my last chance with the MCU to really win me back, because um, for the past few years I have been like this with the MCU. The content has not gotten me. I don't think that this phase has really been all that interesting. Even beyond this phase, I mean, phase 3 was kind of like, I will say this about the MCU forever. I think that Civil War was the peak. I really do. I think Civil War was the peak, and then after that, it just kind of went on a downhill spiral. I like the first sign of like trouble for me was Spider-Man: Homecoming. I just thought it was okay, and then the next film after that, I think it was like Black Panther or something, Guardians or whatever. It just continued to I just continued to see a formula, and I'm just now at this point thinking, like, do I really need to go out of my way to pay $15 to go watch the same movie again? Because I know for a lot of you it's not that way. You guys see these movies as very different types of beast, and I just personally see the same thing. It doesn't matter what superheroes in front of the camera, it doesn't matter what environment they're in. The structure and the overall narrative is the same. It's, we introduce the hero, the hero has this going on with their family or friends, and then we have a villain that shows up that may or may not be connected to said hero's family or friends. It's it's a typical plot, and I am just kind of bored with it at this point. Um, and I've done a video about superheroes before. I'll leave the link to it in the description if you guys want to check it out. But this is basically just for future like reviews or first impressions as we're doing it now. If my reaction to Doctor Strange 2 is pretty much just, more or less the same, then you can pretty much count me out of the MCU, because I'm just kind of getting tired of watching the same movie over and over and over again and continuously having to be in the minority and just feeling the same. Just feeling the same all the time about these movies. So I can go spend my $15 on something else, like The Northman. I'm really excited for The Northman. Father Stew, which I think looks fairly interesting, or Everything Everywhere All at Once, which I will be seeing next week, by the way. Super stoked. I can put my money towards that. I don't need to put my money towards something that I have seen 20 to 30 times already. So, and the reason why I'm making it Doctor Strange 2 is because it ends, supposedly, this whole storyline with the multiverse and everything, or at least puts a nice bow on it for now. So I just want to be able to complete that arc and complete that storyline. And after that, if I feel like I've seen enough, then I'll just see my way out. I really don't see a point of continuing to watch these movies, because they don't seem to be wanting to do anything different. Like I was hearing people saying like, oh, Moon Knight's like a very different show. It really isn't. They pan away from the violence like almost all the time. At least in that first episode they did. It's not that gory. It's not that horrific. It's not even that scary. It's, I mean, it's slightly different, but I'm not here to see slightly different. I'm here to see something vastly different, and I don't think the MCU is looking to enter those waters anytime soon. They supposedly say that Deadpool 3 is going to be rated R, and great, but that's also saying, hey, the success of the first two Deadpool movies, the two highest grossing R-rated films of all time, yeah, we're actually going to maintain that. It's like, it's like no duh at this point. It's like, well, yeah, of course it's going to be rated R. But I would argue like other projects, like Moon Knight. I think Moon Knight should have been rated R. I want to see the violence. I want to see him, killing people. I want to see that gruesomeness. but they're not going to do that because people don't want to admit it, but the MCU is for children. It absolutely is for children. I mean, adults watch it. Adults meaning it's two types of adults that go see Marvel movies. It's either the casual adult who watches those movies or a comic book fan. That's it. There's no like, um, you know, it's not like anything else. It's not like my mom's not gonna go watch those movies. She's not gonna watch them. My dad's not gonna see them. Like my other friends are not gonna see them because they just don't have investment into this. It's either a person who has been invested into these movies or a comic book fan. That's your target audience, or as I said, children. So that's your demos. That's your three demos that you're hitting. You're hitting the fanboys. You're hitting those people who are invested into your story, and children, mostly the children, because the content is very friendly, viewer friendly, and at this point, when you've had like 20 or 25 films, it's time to shake it up a little bit. I mean, it's time to start seeing a little bit more edginess, a little bit more darkness, a little bit more brutality, and a little more groundedness, gravitas, like just something that will shake up this series a little bit. And I don't see that happening anytime soon. And I just don't want to invest anymore. I'm just not really that interested to see what happens beyond this. I mean, I might just, I honestly, like when the movies come out after Doctor Strange 2, I might just wait for the leaks online and just watch them through there. Because I'm not going to invest myself into a 2.5 hour film, because the movies are also really, really long. Supposedly Doctor Strange 2 is a little shorter, but a superhero movie can never be like under 2 hours. Like an hour and a half, or like even a solid 2 hours is fine to me. But they always have to be over 2 hours, 2.5 hours, 3 hours. Like they're always so long, And a lot of them, I look at them and say, like, you can do that story in a shorter runtime. Like, I don't know. I don't know. It gets a bit exhausting, to be honest, after sitting in the theater for like 3 hours for the same movie that I've seen for the past like 4 or 5 years. Because I got on the Marvel bandwagon in like 2015 with Avengers: Age of Ultron, so I've been on this ride for that long. Well, I mean, right now it's 2022, so that would be like 7 years at this point. So I've been invested for about 7 years. But it's like eating pizza. It's like that analogy I used for that one movie. It's like, or if like that analogy I used for Triumph of the Will. It's the same exact thing here. It's like eating pizza 20 times in a row. You just get tired of eating pizza, Like you just want to go eat something else. And that's what I want to do. I want to go consume other films. I want to go consume films that really I would find interesting or would be intrigued to go see. Because at this point, the superhero genre is leaning to one type of direction, and I'm leaning towards another. And it's just time to say goodbye. It's like Tom Hanks in Castaway when he like that very emotional scene where he's like, where he's rowing away from that island, and he's like, has that really sad face. It's like almost like a kid going off to college, like that type of motif. That's kind of where I'm at right now. I just kind of gotta give my farewell to the MCU, and I feel like that's gonna be with this Doctor Strange 2. So just wanted to do this video just to let you know that if we do any more, if there's any MCU stuff that happens in the future, like I know we have Thor and other things coming out, it all depends on my feelings for Doctor Strange 2. Because if I walk out of that film and I just feel exactly the same as I did with all the other Marvel movies, then you can count me out. But if I feel any differently, and if I feel like I want to see more, then obviously we might do reviews. But I have a suspicion that it's going to be more of the same. But I'm giving it one more try. I'm giving it one more try with Doctor Strange too. So you guys let me know. Are you guys still on the MCU bandwagon, fandom, all that? Or are you like me where you're just burnt out and you just want to go watch something else? Um, like, I'll be honest, this might sound crazy to you. If you had handed me that Super Mario Brothers movie versus an MCU movie, I honestly am more interested to watch the Super Mario Brothers movie than an MCU movie. I think that puts it in perspective for you. I'm just burnt out on this. I'd rather watch something terrible that is Super Mario Brothers than watch something that I know is decent but is more or less the same. That's where I'm at. I would rather watch something different that's terrible than watching something that I know is okay but is more of the same. So, but you guys let me know your thoughts, and that's gonna be it for this video, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed it, and here's hoping. Here's hoping that Doctor Strange 2 is good. We shall see. So, I'll catch you guys next time. Peace.